Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Canned Air, your tribute to pop culture. I am Jeremy Colley.
I'm Jack Doherty.
And I am Randy Hardenbrook.
And today on the show, another amazing interview. You've already seen who it is on the cover art, but got to set it up. I mean, he's done so many ads and jingles over the years that you have definitely heard his voice. I've got a list of some of them right here, guys. Some that we didn't even touch on in the conversation. Coke, Catch the Feeling, the Pepto-Bismol, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach diarrhea. Remember that? Remember the Mountain Dew commercial with Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
That was him. Taco Bell,
Damn.
Think Outside the Bun. Subway, Eat Fresh. He did that without punching a microphone like I just did. Bounty, the Quilted Quicker Picker-Upper. And, of course, Legomania. Like, we've all heard that voice.
Yes.
But he's performed with so many huge, top-notch musicians, which we will get into during the conversation. But he is best known for being the person who sang the original Pokémon theme song, guys. That's incredible. I mean, that song still to this day is the anthem. And I don't keep up with that show or anything, but I would imagine with, anytime a new series comes out, it probably gets a new theme song. Would I be right? Or are they using the same one? Do you guys know?
I know Ash is still like perpetually 10 years old, but past that, no, I'm not sure for the theme song.
I'm not sure, but all the same, it's incredible the traction this theme song has had over the years, and Pokemon in general. But we welcome vocalist Jason Paige to the show. You guys got to go to his website, jasonpaige.com, and check out everything he's done, because everything we're going to talk about here, everything I just said, tip of the iceberg. He's done so much that I had no idea about. And we got to talk with him for about half an hour, and it was an incredible conversation. It's amazing what we can get done with 30 minutes sometimes, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, really.
But
I'm just going to shut up.
Why? What's that mean?
Oh, nothing.
Fair enough. Leave it to the imagination. But before we cut you over to the conversation with Jason, don't forget to find us on Twitter at CannedAirPod, on Instagram at Canned_Air, and on TikTok at Canned Air Podcast. And at CannedAirPodcast.com, the merch tab, the Patreon tab. 2 ways for you to support us and get something in return. You're watching us on YouTube. I've never thought I'd be one of the people to say this, but go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that.
Oh, I feel dirty.
I'm definitely taking a shower after this, but this is just what we've evolved to, people. And if you are listening to us still, audio format, go check out our YouTube page, because we're very active there now. And if you've only known us from YouTube, check out our audio catalog, which dates back over a decade. We started in 2013, people. There's a lot of stuff there, a lot of great conversations you should check out. And Randy, what am I forgetting?
No matter how you're listening to us, please give us a like and review. It helps so much. And a huge shout out to evergreenpodcast.com, the network we are so proud to be a part of. Yeah,
huge shout out indeed. We love being a part of that network. Great people over there. But without any further ado, let's just cut it over to our conversation with Jason Paige. Jason, thanks so much for taking time to be here, man. It is really awesome to talk with you, man.
Thank you, sir. Was that the intro?
That's the intro, man.
Holy shit, what a fucking low-key intro. We got to do something. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the whole podcast. You're never going to believe we got this time. We got the voice of a generation, Mr. Jason Paige.
There we go. I may have to not. Yeah, I mean, we typically record them separately, but I don't know if I need to now. That was fucking perfect, man.
That was my Joe Pesci. I'm going to Jersey tomorrow, and somehow when I was doing my promotional stuff, I just started talking like Joe Pesci all of a sudden. I don't even know why.
You do it well. You do it damn well.
It's a character that I played in some shows. So he sometimes he just pops out of me. I can't even stop it.
It's a good problem to have, though, I'd say.
I think it's the location. You get in that area.
I just talk like this, and they start to back up a little bit.
Man, it's been awesome researching you, because I had no idea how talented you are. I mean, I knew you were talented, but damn, looking at all the ads you've done, all the jingles that you've done over the years, all the movies that you've done, we've all seen the musicians that you've performed with and been on their records that we all know. It's absolutely incredible, man. Yeah.
I don't like to talk about my shit, you guys. So there you go.
Yeah, it just goes on. You're one of those people that whether or not a vast majority of the population knows, they've heard your voice before in one way or another. But I'm curious, where does it all start and what came first?
Well, I was an egg in my grandmother's belly. When my mother's eggs in the fetus started developing by the 13th week of my grandmother's pregnancy, that's when I became the egg, the largest cell in the body.
Wow.
My grandmother was in Philadelphia when she was pregnant with my mom. And then I lived in Philadelphia with my mom throughout her whole life until I was released into the fallopian tubes to get fertilized in Texas. When my mom and my dad had been moved down to Texas, my dad was trying to evade the draft. So he ran into the fire of enlisting to evade the draft. So now you can't draft somebody who's already inside of the Army.
Right.
He got sent to be in the Air Force to try to pick his position as a saxophone player. Dude is a rock star saxophone player. He was rock starring in front of huge crowds as an 18-year-old dropping out of high school, got married to my mom, moved down to evade the draft and get in the band, and the band was full. So he started playing jazz in the local Wichita Falls, Texas club, and the head of the band came into the club and said, "Whoa, dude, you're amazing," and made him a spot in the Army, in the Air Force band, which enabled him to stay, which enabled him to fertilize me. And so then, he got to stay, he got to fertilize me, I got to come out, and then I got to be a musically, if you believe in genes, genetically endowed human being, because my dad was playing. My grandfather's a drummer, and I never heard him play other than from in the womb when he was playing at home, until because he was playing at gigs. I was a kid. I couldn't go to the events that my grandfather and my father were playing. When I got older, I started using him for my gigs and then hiring him to do some stuff with me. Matter of fact, just recently I was in Baltimore, Maryland, where he lives now, where I spent most of my childhood. And I did a store there, and I paid my dad to come be my play saxophone during my Pokémon theme song set at this store right up the street from him. Hundreds of people came out. It was incredible. What a great way to be able to employ your family in the thing that they do best, the music. And if my grandfather was alive, I would have had him come play drums.
A family affair. How cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I get it genetically, but professionally, it all happens in a totally different timeline. If you want, I can give you that real quick. Not real quick, but
when you were a baby, did you cry in song?
When we first come out, we're already singing. All human beings sing. From the time they come out, you're hitting a long, sustained C sharp, usually in that area. And then, you cry, you sing Mary Had a Little Lamb, you sing Happy Birthday, you sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You sing before you speak. We're all musical. We're all musical. Speech is musical. Speech is musical. Dog barks are musical. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Everything is music if you break it down. And that music just extended into the professional world. After I graduated from Sing, I Want to Live Forever, the High School of Music and Art, which is nothing like the movie Dancing Around on Cars in the middle of Times Square. But and then, started doing bands of my own, and then eventually moved into jingles after record company nonsense broke down. And the jingles led to session background singing, live singing, backgrounds on albums, movies, TV shows, more jingles, and Pokémon was one of many. right at the same time as Legomania.
Oh, that's so
shit, I forgot about that.
Which also I wrote and sang on. But this company, Domino's Pizza Delivers, was one of the jingles I sang for them, rave music, paradise music. And they knew I had the young rock sound and that I would be right for the Pokemon theme song. So they called me in. These are paid auditions. You get a session fee. Then they record it like it's the real thing. They send it off and they like it or they don't like it. In this case, they didn't like it because it went, catch 'em if you can, Pokemon. Catch 'em if you can, which was it nixed. They came back, got the Gotta Catch 'em All on there, and the rest is history.
I would say so,
cool.
man. Now, there's a couple credits I have to ask you about really quick. I saw that one, you performed on stage and on Howard Stern with Aerosmith, which I got to see where you were beatboxing during the acoustic performance of Pink. Incredible. But the other one was doing the rap solo on Black or White with Michael Jackson at the 30th anniversary concert. That was an incredible show. I remember watching it, star-studded event. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I already kind of know how the Aerosmith stuff happened, but how did you come to be on the same stage as Michael Jackson, singing with Michael Jackson?
Well, I had done a number of gigs that were at Madison Square Garden already, produced by David Guest, the husband of Liza Minnelli, over here.
Wow.
And he's a music manager from back in the day who managed a lot of people and had a lot of rock and roll contacts. So he would produce these Jingle Ball, I think it was called, WKTU's Jingle Ball at Madison Square Garden, starring Usher, Cisco, dun, 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 Destiny's Child, ready for this jelly. No, that's Beyonce. Sorry. All the ladies, throw your hands up at me. They play their hit song, and then they would combine like 10 current charting artists. That girl over there naked, standing in the bathroom chair. It wasn't me. Shaggy and these weird one-hit wonders, plus some pretty cool people like Destiny's Child and Usher, with the OG people like First I Was Afraid, I Was Petrified.
Oh, wow.
Gloria Gaynor. Whoa, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Edwin Starr and like these old artists combined with the new artists at the Madison Square Garden Review. That same producer, David Guest, produced with the same pretty much core band, the Michael Jackson Show, with a lot of those Michael Jackson special guests that sang for Michael Jackson in the first act of that Michael Jackson. If you've seen the whole show, it's really it's people singing for Michael, then the Jackson 5, and then Michael.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So that's how that came about. Then also after that, I sang backgrounds at Liza's back at Town Hall. I sang backgrounds at David Guest and Liza Minnelli's wedding, which also featured the Doobie Brothers and all the songs that you would have play by the DJ at your wedding were actually by the original artists at the wedding. It was really cool.
Wow, that's
crazy.
Where we belong. Like, holy shit, they got Marilyn McCrew and James Ingram at this wedding. They got from Queen, Brian May. They got the Doobie Brothers. They got the Doobie Brothers playing there. It's unbelievable. We sang backgrounds for all of those artists at their wedding. And then they did this crazy thing on VH1 where they followed David Guest and Liza Minnelli around at their house, and they had their own reality show. And they had a party at their house with Ray Charles. He's over here somewhere. He was at the Michael Jackson Show, and he was at one of those KTU events as well. So I've been backgrounds for him 3 or 4 times. And he was at the reality TV show in their house singing a couple songs that I sang backgrounds for. So that one band gig configuration went a long way. It did a lot of things with a lot of different people.
I would say, damn, that is incredible.
Yeah, pretty cool.
How did you not geek out, man?
Oh, dude, every time we geek out, and then we're just like, yeah. Well, after Michael Jackson, there was, there's little room to geek out after that.
Sure.
But I'm really the most out of the group of background singers. That's why I did the rap, because I've got all the skills from the jingles to do various different sounds and styles at the drop of a hat. So when Mark Anthony couldn't make the sound check, I was the one going on the mic, singing like Mark Anthony. And when Ray Charles couldn't make the sound check, Georgia, the whole day too, I would jump on the mic and do the sound checks for these guys, and just kind of fill the hole that whatever hole that was, whenever there was a hole. That's kind of the way that I be able to book lots of gigs, by having my voice move into various different sounds and styles
seamlessly too. Damn, you sounded just like him.
Thank you very much.
Oh man.
Matter of fact, I do a thing in my show now, my concert, where I pay tribute to all the deceased superstars that I sang backgrounds for, and we go from Georgia to I would do anything for love.
Oh wow, some Meatloaf.
Take a taste for my life. To why are there so many songs about rainbows? All four of those people are gone, and they get honored in a little medley.
That is so cool.
That would be so cool to see. Yeah, is it a touring show?
Excuse me. It happens when I'm booked for concerts longer than 2 or 3 songs, where I just, I've got my Pokemon hits. I've got Viridian City, the Pokemon Go theme song, Ash's Last Goodbye, and the Pokemon theme that I usually do at Pokemon related events. But Hawaii PopCon, I just did it. I'm scheduled to do a show in the Philippines where I'm going to do it. And every now and then I'll just do my own show. I'm going to do it in Georgia. Funny to sing Georgia in Georgia in September. But yeah, my own concert when I get an hour at an event, and it's a sit-down audience. Sometimes I do events at dance, EDM festivals. My own original music is I have original music of all different styles, from jazz to pop to rock to EDM. And the EDM is what, that's the primary focus of my newer releases right now. But my sit-down concerts, I'm doing that medley every time.
Yeah. Oh, I hope to see it someday. I really do.
Where are you guys at right now?
Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, somebody just asked me to do an event in Columbus.
Really? Did they say which event?
I think I have another event booked at the same time. That's why. No, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. But
no worries, man. So talking about the Pokemon theme song, you already kind of explained, how that came to you, but I'm curious what your initial reaction was, to the lyrics and to the property itself. Had you heard of Pokemon up to that point or no?
No, but there was an article about the epileptic seizures that it caused in kids in Asia when they rebroadcast that news report. They replayed the same footage. It caused a whole other slew of epileptic seizures. And that news article is what I had referenced. That's the only reference. Besides, when you're in there, you get a reference of what they want, young rock sound. You get a lyric sheet, and you get this. In this case, we actually got to see the Japanese show to give us a little idea of what it looked like. And it looked like Speed Racer to me, and Speed Racer was my jam when I was a kid. So, but that's it. You get a brief from the company, a little instructions from the producer, some lyrics, and then you go in there and you try to knock it out of the park.
So they give you a lot of creative control with that then, as far as when you're actually recording it.
Yeah. At the end of the event, I sang, I'm singing it based on a loose structure of what the producer wants. And then at the end, I'm singing, gotta catch 'em all, 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 I just do a whole bunch of
so they have something to choose from.
And then they choose it. I probably sang it 3 or 4 times all the way through with different inflections here and there. They comp it, they fix a thing here, go get this part again, get that part again. Pick some riffs at the end. We throw this over here, give us a couple of yes, give us a couple of all right, whatever. Well, there's some creative liberty. And the brand knows what they want as they're dictating that to the music house pretty specifically. Like I said, catch them if you can was what we were doing. And that was from above, as was Gotta Catch 'Em All.
Wow.
Sometimes when I do jingles for companies and I'm enlisted as a writer, I might make some edits myself. I just did a jingle for a company called Bubblegum Kids. It's all up to chew. So I created that tagline. It's all up to chew, Bubblegum Kids. Nice. And they used it, but most of the time they've got their ideas. A lot of times people will come to me and say, give us the idea, and then I'll give them a few ideas to work with. But Gotta Catch 'Em All, Catch 'Em If You Can is and if you notice, they really wanted to get away from that Japanese theme song for the show because it is just a mess as far as I'm concerned.
I've never heard it. Wow. Yeah,
there's a reason you never heard it.
Yeah. Okay. I want to hear it now. For some reason, I like watching train wrecks. But I was going to ask you, though, I think you already answered how many takes it took you in the booth to, nail that song. You said a good 3 times all the way through, and then going through.
Yeah, it's usually 2 to 3, 3 to 4 takes. On average. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but I do remember all the riffing out at the end with the different variety of Gotta Catch 'Em Alls. Oh, the little guy. Who's the little guy?
Oh,
look at that
special guest.
We got a real life Pokemon, the cutest dog that could ever exist. Look at that guy.
What's his name?
He is so nice and so loving, and then he will bark at every car and every single human being that goes by. It is crazy.
Because he's a good boy, that's why.
He's a good guy. Look at that good guy.
Who's a
It
buddy?
almost looks like he's not real. He's a Muppet.
I know. I thought he was stuffed when you first brought him up. I was like, wait, that's a real dog.
Muppet, guys. I got this Muppet. Hello. How are you guys doing? I'm the Muppet. My name is Toby. How you guys doing? What are you guys doing over here? You guys think I'm fake, right? I look so cute that you must be fake.
He's just sitting there and just letting it happen. He's like, yeah, this is part of the
Tell me your name.
This is my life.
The Joe Pesci voice works with the dog. I love that.
Get out of here, you.
What's his name?
Toby.
Cute dog, man.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, I saw a video of you coming out on stage during, I know you were touring with Video Games Live. And
it's up here somewhere.
Right. When they introduce you and you come onto the stage, these people go ape shit. I mean, it's like they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, Paul McCartney. They go crazy because they just love it so much. And it's an amazing thing because, typically when you've done something like this so many years ago, over the years, the attention starts to taper off, but not the case with the show, not the case with this song, and not with you. It seems like the further you get into the future, the more popular you become within the Pokemon community, and this song does too. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about, your ever rising popularity in that community and what it is, in your opinion, that makes this song so important to people.
Yeah, well, this song was important because I was anonymous. The song is important because it serves the product, which is Pokemon, which is Ash's adventures in his head and the child's adventures in his head. It's not an artist saying, I'm playing my song, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm in a video. It's the Pokemon ecosystem, the cards, the games, the TV show, the movies, the cosplay, the adventure is all underscored by the song, not a dude trying to rock out and be an artist playing the song. And that enthusiasm for the product is what I was doing. I'm not doing that to be an artist. I'm not doing that to put out my song with my record of the song. I'm doing it to serve the motive of the brand, which is the motive of Ash to catch all the Pokemon and to be the very best. So children grow up with this firmly implanted for the right reasons. When you see a painting on the wall, you don't see the artist painting it, think of that artist dipping in the paint and dipping in the paint. And, you know, so it's kind of interesting sometimes those high-speed time lapse of an artist doing it. But when you see a Salvador Dali, you just look at the Dali and have the experience. That's what happens with this art of this song. You have the experience of the song, not the experience of the artist painting it. Now, those kids finally grew up. So when they matured in 2016, they got hit with Pokemon Go, and they realized, oh my God, there's so many of us still going over this Pokemon in our heads and in collections, and we love the game. And now we're all out on the street and we're adults with disposable income. And wait a second, that song was sung by a guy. I didn't ever thought about it. Who's that guy? And at the Video Games Live concerts, that was the moment that most of those people, because I wasn't advertised at those events, unless you were watching some of the, you know, the videos of the prior one. Right. You just were coming to see your favorite video game performed. And all of a sudden, he reminded that audience of their childhoods. And he could have just said, you know, he could have just played a video opening of me and they would have freaked out. But the whole point was, and this is what you guys are going to do with your podcast, you're just reminding people that there's a human being behind that experience you had. Now here he is, but the reminding of them is the most important part, because I don't have to be here for them to have this experience of, oh my God, that was a dude that did that. Wow, what a special experience to now think of that person making that effort as opposed to just the painting. I now know it's a Salvador Dali exists, and not just the painting of Salvador Dali left behind. Right. So, you know, that was what happened at those Video Games Live shows. And then we killed it with a great orchestral version of it, and all of the other beautiful production value that Video Games Live, Tommy Tallarico, brings to those events. So it was just a rock star moment in a rock star, you know, scenario, and it supported what they thought I was in their minds, which is as big as it could possibly be, because it's as if Michael Jackson had games, toys, you know, events, cosplay, and he kind of does. He has one Comic-Con, one Michael Con, but I grew up on Michael Jackson. If I had never thought that it was a guy, and all of a sudden I found out, whoa, that's a dude that sang that, I would lose my mind if he was standing in front of me. So it's a beautiful thing just to release nostalgia in us. That is our pure joy, our pure experience, our pure emotional lives that we had as children. And we want to be reminded of that through all the nostalgia that we experience now. But really the lesson in that is I can have those experiences now too. I can be that child in a wonderful world of joy and imagination and experience and love for things now the way I was then, when I'm reminded of it. Right. And then, so, you know, that's what happens at events that I do. And some people know I'm going to be there and they can't wait for it. Some people are like, what? That sounds like the Pokemon theme song. What? That's the dude? Oh my God. And then they have to freak out and they cry. Some of them are just cry because they haven't thought about it. So, you know, that's the power that's inside. The power that's inside, yeah.
That's so freaking cool. Nice. I mean, in that video, it was taken from the perspective of just somebody in the audience with their phone. But when you came out, it was not only their excitement, but everyone in their vicinity. And it didn't even seem to like taper down. They just kept saying, I can't believe it's him. Oh my God, I can't believe it's him. Did you look right here? It's him.
Yeah, it's great. So, and I didn't come out and realize it either until they did. Right. They realized it. Media picked up on it. Media contacted me. And then Comic-Con contacted me, and I said, what's a Comic-Con? So since 2016, I've understood the ecosystem of 2 billion Pokemon fans and all the things, the ways to create value for them, from events to autographs to games to cosplay to music that I create, podcasts. There's so many ways that people that love Pokemon are creating value in the ecosystem that has nothing to do with Pokemon. The company just has to do with their love of it and producing events and producing things that they can share with the fans and make money as well. Their love. People are opening Pokemon stores left and right, streamers, whatnot, the Drip, the Fanatics, all these platforms that are, devoting massive bandwidth to people just selling Pokemon cards.
Right.
Funko Pops. I mean, there's so many things. And now that same, well, not to the same degree, but applies to a lot of these other things like Legomania. I did a Legomania theme song that I remade into 2.5 minutes. It's a full Legomania song of my nostalgic Legomania hit from 1995. And, I got a Rick and Morty song, so the Rick and Morty people love that. It was in one of the Rick and Morty episodes. In my shows, sometimes I'll do little snippets of these different songs that I sang from these places. So, it just keeps expanding. And because we're in the decentralized world, the gatekeepers are no longer the 3 top studios that you can only do something if you got a record deal with these guys, or you got distribution on these 3 platforms. Everybody can distribute, self-create, and self-publish.
Right.
So that's also why the celebrity is expanding, because my social media numbers are expanding, and I'm creating more content than just the one song. And other people are creating amazing content around that song that I can share. It's endless. It's endless. And we're just getting started, really.
Isn't that incredible, though? And you mentioned Pokemon cards and Funko Pops, which you have your own of.
Yes. I have my own custom Funkos, and I have my own Funkos that were made by Funko at the Funko store. Oh, wow, they go for about $1,000 a piece. And I have my own cards that I made that are original cards. And I also, and they're, the autographs are gradable by PSA and Beckett CGC. And I also have cards that are made of me by other card games, like this game called Nostalgics and a game called D-Spirits, where they have a Jason Paige character in the card game.
Wow.
And, there's various events. They make their own cards, sometimes some limited cards, original cards, get out of Jason Paige and we're, there's a lot of collectors that want these original cards, and they can be validated sometimes in the right contexts by the grading companies like CGC and Beckett and PSA. So
right.
It's amazing. It's amazing how the ecosystem keeps expanding in all these various ways. And there's also dozens of other grading companies that will grade the card anyway, even though it's an original card. They still will grade it.
And people can get these cards on your website, jasonpaige.com, right?
Correct, /shop, or just, you'll see them on the website. And they can get them at my live events. I'm at an event called Collecticon in Houston, April 6 and 7, and various other ones around the country after that. And they can get them on eBay. If you look at the eBay sold items, there's people are, I'm signing napkins, and then people are throwing it up on eBay and making money off of it. It's crazy.
That's how you know you've made it, man. From fallopian tube to the voice of a generation, man. That's incredible. I think we have a title for the episode.
Yeah. It's from the ovary. It's from the ovary. Sorry, my grandmother's uterus, my grandmother's womb.
Okay.
I didn't come to the fallopian tube until 22 years after I was created.
Okay. Okay. Well, man, this has been so much fun. Thank you for taking a little bit of time to hang out with us. I hope we get to do it again in the future. I really hope we get to see your show in the future. I'll keep an eye out, see if you're coming into Ohio at all. We'll be there.
Yes, please do. Please do.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Check my socials, my IG. My socials, my IG, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Facebook. Follow me, see what's going on. If you need to get me for an event, a gig, go to my website, get the contact link right there. You can check where I'm going to be on my website, too, with the calendar form.
There it is. And all this information, too, is going to be put in the information below the video or in the episode notes. So we're going to make sure people are informed, Jason. But thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us, man. This has been incredible.
You guys got it. Let me know when this drops, and I'll share it on my social.
That would be incredible.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. All right, everyone. And once again, Jason Paige, the singer of the original Pokemon theme song. That was a great conversation, guys. Loved it. I wish we had more time with him.
The dude is so high energy. I love it, man.
I know.
Heck yeah, he is.
I'm jealous. I'm really jealous of that.
Yeah.
It's like Kato Kalin when we saw him, how just never, ever stops.
Yeah.
He's just always going. I'm so jealous of people with that kind of energy because about 4 or 5 hours after I'm out of bed, I'm like, fuck, might be time to start thinking about a nap, you know?
It's almost bedtime now, isn't it? Jeez.
But yeah, be sure to check out Jason on his website, jasonpaige.com. There's a store on there. You can find out where he's going to be and just see all the amazing accomplishments he has under his belt. And on social media, at Jason Paige. I think he's active on everything, but I think TikTok is probably the place to definitely check him out first. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's just the impression I was getting from interviews I was hearing. But well, big thanks to him once again for being here. And Jack, what do we have on the website, sir?
Go to cannedairpodcast.com where you can listen, like, follow, subscribe, become a patron, get some merch, see some YouTube videos, and if you'd like to be a guest and promote your work, send us an email on our contacts page.
And don't forget to find us on Twitter at CannedAirPod, on Instagram at canned_air, and on TikTok at Canned Air Podcast. And once again, the website Jack was talking about, CannedAirPodcast.com, has a merch tab, a Patreon tab, 2 ways to support us, get something in return. And if you don't have money to support us, leave us a review, leave us a comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Smash it. Don't worry, I'll get over feeling dirty about this, but I never thought I'd be the guy to say smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. But please do. I just don't like saying it, but I want it. We all do. So please do.
Hope we don't get the phone lawsuits for people breaking their phone from actually smashing it.
You owe me a phone. What else am I forgetting, Randy?
Huge shout out to evergreenpodcast.com. And again, no matter how you're listening to us, any little like or share, review, whatever, give us a rating. It helps out so much.
Yes, sirree, Bob. It sure does, Randy. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. So until next time, I am Jeremy Colley.
I'm Jack Doherty.
And I am Randy Hardenbrook.
Thanks so much for listening and watching, everyone, and be excellent to each other.